Welcome to another very wonderful moment on Talksports, reaching you live and direct from the nation's capital, Abuja, Nigeria. Today we'll be looking at reactions coming from the games that were played from the weekend coming down to today. I don't know why people have not stopped talking about those games. Maybe because of the kind of caliber of players and the clubs that played those games. And my name is Ramsey Enoch Agbo, and of course I would be joined by a sport analyst on the program today, and we will get started with the fact that there is a statement coming, of course, from Liverpool, of course, manager and a slot. I will talk about that. Then from there, we'll also look at the matches that were played. Some people are saying, well, is it Chelsea you want to talk about? Some people have a very different opinion. Then we begin to talk about Bayern Munich. Then you need to consider Barcelona too. Then how is Mbappe doing? Have you thought about Ola Aina's injury lately? Whether the coach is worried or not? Is he in a hurry to bring him back? What about Victor Osimhen? A lot of people have said so many things about his movement, but where do you think is better for him to go to? Some people are speculating Real Madrid, that of course Mbappe needs to be shifted to where he can play naturally, his natural wing. But though he's not performing badly where he is today, but then do you see Victor Osimhen going to Real Madrid anytime soon? We will look at all of that on Talksports today. And of course, joining me on the conversation is a sport analyst, and of course this is a young man that is so passionate about sport, both international and locally. And of course he has been on different platforms discussing sport around the country, and we have him right on Talksports today in the person of Darlington Polomi. It's good to have you join us today on the program, Darlington.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ramsey. Thank you so
well, your
much.
voice is low. Can you talk like
it's
like the way you used to talk when you are on those shows? You know you are a very popular person, and of course you are a very good sport analyst. Now let's look at what Arne Slot is saying. This is exactly what Arne Slot is saying. He said he's not worried, he's not under pressure at all after Liverpool and PSV's humiliation. The Liverpool manager insisted that he's not concerned about his position right now, despite mounting pressure following his side's dismissal 4-1 home defeat to PSV and Eindhoven in the Champions League yesterday night. That was Wednesday night. And of course, the damaging loss is Liverpool's 9th in their last 12 matches in all competition, plunging the reigning Premier League champions into a very deep crisis as performances continue to deteriorate, and of course confidence visibly drains. And of course he was speaking after the match, and of course has not acknowledged that the severity of the team's struggle, of course, but maintain he is not focused on the speculation over his future, whether he's going to leave. You know how it happens, whether he's going to leave or not. So what do you think about that game, and of course the coach too?
I think Arne Slot is having a normal drought for managers. You understand? He's trying to rebuild a team. As you well know, the team that he used in winning the Premier League was not his team. This was Klopp's team. And now he's trying to get his own image on the board. And it's not easy to come into a structure and just start like that. You need to break down some structures. You need to put things in place and all those things. Why people are criticizing Arne Slot? Football is a team sport, and in team sports we have foundations, we have layers. He has to pass this information to this new crop of players. As a matter of fact, he spent a lot of money in the transfer window just now, and these players have not synced into his philosophy. It's normal for every sports team. I think the Liverpool fans should be loyal to him and should be faithful to his project, because he will eventually come good. We've seen managers like this gone on a drought for a while. Then at the end of the day, they come up and do better for themselves and do better for the team also. This guy just won a league for them. They should be patient with him. He will accomplish what he said he will accomplish. He's going to do well for Liverpool. Not because I'm saying it because I have seen it, but because this is a sport. This is sports. This is a team game. You understand? So people have rights to build. He's trying to build. He spent almost $500 million. So he's trying to build a team for himself. So they should give him time. He's going to come good with his promises for Liverpool. So
for the people who are saying, but why are people always saying any small thing they say sack the coach, especially the fans?
That's why the reason why many people are not entrepreneurs today is because of reasons like that. You understand? The people that are there are qualified entrepreneurs. Fenway Sports, the people in charge of Liverpool are qualified people. They know what they are doing. You understand? They kept him there for a reason. They did not just... They could have sacked him. If they take everybody's opinion, they would have sacked him. But no, they invested heavily on this guy. Let him come good on his promises. Let him finish the season. Let's see how it goes from there. As a matter of fact, this guy just won a league for you on his first season. So why don't you just give him time and build on what he's trying to do right now? These players are aging. He does not have a centre-back. He cried for a centre-back last season. Most of the problems he's having is from defensive frailties. Centre-back is his problem. He tried to get the centre-back in the summer transfer window. It didn't come for him. So what do you expect him to do? He's trying to do a makeshift for whoever I does it and hope it comes good for him. Right now, it's not coming good for him. That's business. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. So it's business, and I'm sure with the right approach, with the crop of players that he has, he's going to come good. The players are fantastic.
All right. The players are fantastic, and he's going to come good. Allow him to do his thing. Give him some more time. Don't push him out. Just give him some more time. It's too early. All right. Let's go to another match that people have been talking about. In fact, they are not allowing me to rest about Kylian Mbappe. Some people said, well, he came into Real Madrid as a replacement for Cristiano Ronaldo. Some people said, well, it's a whole lot of arguments. Some people said it's not meeting up with Cristiano Ronaldo's of course standard, but then some people said, well, the guy is trying his best. But as a matter of fact, let me remind us that Mbappe scored 4 as Real Madrid were able to beat Olympiacos in the 7-goal thriller, and this is how it happened. Kylian Mbappe actually scored all 4 goals as Real Madrid hung on to beat Olympiacos 4-3 in the Champions League, of course, on Wednesday, and end a 3-match winless run in all competitions. But then, of course, Chokwe fired home from 20 yards to finish off in a neat move as Olympiacos took an early lead in Greece. But then Mbappe was able to steal the show and took over as the competition's leading scorer this season. He is the leading scorer, and they've compared him to some other players too. I think he's taken over a little bit from some people that have played before. But the France captain was able to drill through the legs of Olympiacos goalkeeper, and if you watch that game, you can see how fantastic that was. I'm talking about Costas. To bring Madrid level on 22nd minute after, of course, racing onto a subline ball in behind the defense from Vinicius Junior. Mbappe struck again 2 minutes later when he planted a header low into the corner from an Adagula cross. And after that, A lot of people have been singing his praises. A lot of people have been saying so many things. But what do you think? Just one player getting all the goal, not only him there inside the match. What do you think of Mbappe generally and this game?
Mbappe as a Real Madrid player, Mbappe as a French player, Mbappe as a Paris Saint-Germain player has been fantastic. Mbappe as a Monaco player has been fantastic. This guy has 404 goals in his career at 26. Name me one player that has done that in football. This guy, if he retires today, he will go down as a legend in football. He scored an hat-trick in the World Cup final. Like, criticism for people like Mbappe, I don't know why people are very impatient and very quick to criticize people. You know, it's life. I understand that it's life. People know how to criticize people. But when it comes to do the talking and doing the doing on the field of play, Kylian Mbappe does it yesterday. Just yesterday, he scored 4 goals. A 4-goal all. On the team that scored 4-3, and he scored the whole 4 goals. This season, he has almost 30 goals contribution, or 30-something goals contribution. What do you want from him? What exactly do you want from him? He's not Cristiano Ronaldo that is going to give you 60 goals, 70 goals, 50 goals, 80 goals. He's not Cristiano, and he's even making good on his promises. He has been doing very well for Real Madrid. So far, so good. Mbappe has had more than 70 goals for Real Madrid in just 1.5 seasons. He's not even a full season yet, and this guy has up to 60 goals. What more do you want for somebody like that? The guy has been coming good with his promises. He has been coming. The transfer was one of the best. You see, he's one of the best transfer. Very underrated transfer. Maybe because Mbappe is already a superstar before he went to Real Madrid. Maybe because the transfer has already been mooted, has already been talked about before he got to Real Madrid. But one thing I'll tell you for free, Mbappe is a genius, and he has been doing good for Real Madrid, France team, the Monaco team, and the Paris Saint-Germain team.
All right. Let's look at that game yesterday. How will you describe that game? Looking at the two opponents in that game yesterday.
Real Madrid has problems. They have defensive problems, just like Liverpool. They had only one fit centre back, who is Raúl Asensio, and he's not even an A-list centre back compared to the ones that they had. Dean Oisin is injured, Rudiger is injured, Alaba is injured. Militao is injured. Like, you don't expect them to. This is, like I said, it's a team sport. You understand? It's not one-man sport. Everybody has to come together and play. It's a team sport. Xabi Alonso is under lots of pressure because he has defensive issues. The defenders are injured. You have to give him time to implement his ideas to the team, implement his idea and create his own structure, create his own balance for that team. Mbappe is doing very well, but the defense is bad. You saw it yesterday. They were calamitous in their defending. They conceded 3 goals. 3 goals in that match. They were even losing in that match before Mbappe came and do the needful and score goals for them, as a striker would. So the team is going forward. Real Madrid is going forward, but they have defensive issues. They will fix it and they will move on. Okay.
Let's just hope so. Let's just hope so that they fix it and move on. I was just wondering if Kylian Mbappe was not in that game yesterday, how would it have been? But then, like you said, they were actually losing because imagine any game that ends with that little margin. It's a very tough game. You score, I score. You score, I score. Before you know it's 3-3. Before you know it's 3-4. So it's a narrow game that was played yesterday. But how far do you see them going as far as Real Madrid is concerned in this very competition? How far do you see them going?
Okay, based off of...
Because things have changed though, unlike before. You say, Barcelona, Real Madrid, you already know the end from the beginning. But things are fast changing, don't you think so?
Yes, I totally agree with you. If you want to go deep into how and why things are going this way for Real Madrid or for Spanish teams in general, because first off, they have huge financial deficits when it comes to how much revenue they get. Spanish teams, they don't spend much money. They don't have the resources to spend much money like their English counterparts and the rest. You understand? For a team as big as Real Madrid could get who they should get, who they can get. But right now, they can't spend as much as they can because of the cap in FFP, the FFP cap. You can't spend that much anymore. Real Madrid cannot do those things that they used to do before. They used to sign 10 Galacticos and come and play in their team. So that is one problem for them. And they have a new coach. Real Madrid has a new coach. Like I said, Xabi Alonso is in a lot of pressure from Real Madrid fan base. They want him to just deliver at once, and that is Real Madrid for you. The Real Madrid fan base is a very, very impatient fan base. They want you to deliver. Immediately you come, because they believe you have the players to do the job that you want to do. They signed Mbappe for moments like this. They were not surprised yesterday. Let me just be honest with you. Real Madrid fans were not surprised when Mbappe scored 4 goals yesterday. That's why this criticism keep coming. Because they just expect him, he's the superstar, he should do the job for them. That is why he was here. That's why he's here. That's why he's been paid almost $40 million every year. So Real Madrid will come good. I think they are just new. It's a new coach that's trying to still implement his structure too. Xabi Alonso just came into the team and he's trying to implement his structure. That is what I see there.
All right, that's beautiful right there. Let's move away from there and go to Arsenal right now. That Arsenal's game, a lot of people are saying so many things about it. But Arsenal thumped Bayern Munich 3-1 in a clash of the English and German league leaders on Wednesday to maintain their perfect record in the Champions League this season. The Gunners dominated second half after 17-year-old Lehmann Kari pulled the Bundesliga team level, with Noni Madueke restoring Arsenal's lead. And of course, follow substitute Gabriel Martinelli taking advantage of a huge blunder from goalkeeper Madel. No, well, somebody will say, well, a goalkeeper of that caliber shouldn't make that kind of blunder. But then this is a game, and we're talking about any game that has to do with two great teams. It's not a small game at all. But now, Bayern Munich actually started the match at the Emirates, top of the Champions League table, just above the Gunners, with both teams having won 4 games out of 4. You can see the trick why I said it is two great teams meeting. What do you think? What's your assessment and analysis of that game?
Of a truth, that game and that Chelsea game, they were the two blockbuster games in the Champions League. I think UEFA pits those two teams perfectly, pits those 4 teams perfectly for this round of the Champions League series. For Bayern Munich, they haven't lost this season. This is their first loss. For the Arsenal team, they have one of the best squad in the world. They have like-for-like players for each position, at least 2 or 3 for each position across the squad. So you see that this team is a complete team, and this other Bayern Munich team is one of the best attacking units in the world. They have one of the best attacking front 3 in football right now, in Luis Diaz, in Harry Kane, and in Michael Olise. Michael Olise, for someone like Michael Olise, in his last game, he gave 5 goal contribution in his last game. That game was the talk of the Champions League. We were expecting a masterclass, and we saw a masterclass yesterday. We saw beautiful football from both teams, but unfortunately, Bayern Munich lost. Manu Neuer considered an easy goal for Martinelli to score for them. So it's a good game. It's a brilliant match. With what we expected, we got what we expected as fans. I enjoyed the game. One team must lose. That's how football is. So for Arsenal team, kudos to them. They are the top of the Champions League right now, and they are the top of the Premier League. Like I said, one of the best squad in the world right now. Unbiased.
Are you an Arsenal fan?
No, I'm not.
Because I know Arsenal fans are so excited right now.
Yes,
but then, if you're doing well, anytime, any day, if any club is doing well, you give it to them. The reason why I had to ask you if you are an Arsenal fan is because you were actually giving it to them. That analysis is apt because you just hit the point without being biased, whether you love Arsenal or not. Now, there is one problem with Arsenal taking us backward. Last season, I don't know if we're going to have something different. Before now, behind closed doors, before we came up, some Arsenal fans were jubilating. Some of my colleagues, were jubilating, and I was saying, but what is the problem? All right, that Arsenal always.
Specialist in failure.
Yes,
near success syndrome.
Near success syndrome. So how are we going to say something different this time? Are we going to say something different? Because as it is, the way Arsenal is going, both Premier League and Champions League, being at the top, you know what that means, Darlington. So what are you thinking about them this season?
Arsenal of yesteryears, they don't have a deep squad like this. Arsenal of 5, 6, 7 years ago, they don't have a squad as deep as this. The pool of players that Arsenal possess right now, they are very, very deep and, will I say, above average players. These players are good. If you look at Gabriel Magalhaes was not in the starting lineup. Their best defender this season, Gabriel Magalhaes, is not in the starting lineup. But he did not even show as if maybe somebody like that caliber is not in the starting lineup. They had a good replacement, a dependable replacement in Musquera that came in and did the job for them against Bayern Munich. In the league format last week, they had somebody that came in for Gabriel Magalhaes, in Piero Incapié. Good player, sound player. These guys have 100 caps between them, not just inexperienced players. These players are deep, they can play, and they are very good players. They can work with this Arsenal team. What am I saying in essence? Like I always say, this is a team sport. A team that does not have depth will always crumble as the season goes on, because then you have injury, you have fatigues, and all those things play a factor in the progression of a team. But this team is deep, and not just deep, they are experienced players. They didn't just go and buy up and coming stars. They signed players that matches what they are building, what they are looking to, or they are aspiring to get. They are going to go far. I don't know if they are going to win any trophy, because at the end of the day, it comes down to mentality.
You don't want me to hold you to it. You don't know whether they are going to win, because I would have held you to it. You know, I would have reminded you, but it's so good. You are tricky. No, they are good. Yeah. They would go far, but you are not sure if they are going to win the league. Is it because of the past? Is it because of the past?
No. It's
okay, but that's your analysis based on mentality.
If you are in a team right now and you are playing, the team is going like in a league format, or as Arsenal team is right now, it comes down to mentality. Do they want it? You could say if some teams are playing, like let me take Chelsea as an example. If Chelsea is playing a match in the final of any competition in recent years, you can see that maybe the team might be better than Chelsea, but you can see that these guys want it more than the people that are even thinking they are better than Chelsea. Chelsea want it more. You see them running, fighting for every ball, kicking any blade of grass that they see on the pitch, just to make sure that they put the ball at the back of the net and bring in the trophy home. That's what it comes down to. Grit, mentality, and how will I put it? Perseverance, everything that factor in success. You have to put all those things in. You don't have to just know how to play football. You have to have the mentality to carry you to win trophies. Yes, so that's what I think Arsenal need.
That's beautiful. Let's quickly watch the highlight of that Real Madrid game, and of course, before we continue with the rest of